GTA 5 is a really big release. It had a pretty huge impact on the gaming industry and took social media by storm with the release of its online mode alongside of it. The Grand Theft Auto series is a story-driven action-adventure series about shooting, stealing, and killing, all the while completing elaborate missions and heists in the criminal heartlands of certain fictional American locations. And as brilliant as the single player of GTA 5 is, evident by the 90 million copies it sold, I won't be talking about it today. Today I'm here to talk about GTA Online, which can almost be considered a different game entirely. GTA Online takes place in the same fictional state of San Andreas, where you play as your own perfectly generic custom character, rather than one of the three only slightly generic characters in the single player. You get to roam around doing what you want, so long as what you want to do is be harassed by other assholes or god forbid by modders, in which case you might just want to make a private session. The online mode has plenty of closed activities for you to partake in, like heists and races and all the other boring adversary modes that pretty much nobody cares about. And these will all earn you money and reputation points, or RP, which is essentially just XP. Despite all the freedom and different activities that Rockstar throws at you and tells you to go stick your head into, there's a decent few problems I have with GTA Online. Let's get into it. Loading screens. So many goddamn loading screens. I know it's easy to go after them, but you spend so much time just sitting there doing nothing, waiting for the long ass loading screen to finish. The time it takes to load in the game is pretty horrendous, but is understandable considering the scope of the world it has to render. But then there's the load times before and after missions, which are just stupidly long at times. But once the load screens are over, you then get to start having fun, right? Well, yeah, I guess so. There's plenty of fun and replayable missions, heists, and races to do. Or you can just roam around the city if that's more to your tastes. There's always something to do in GTA Online, and Rockstar have done a pretty good job of consistently bringing out new content. But too much of the gameplay is broken up by downtime. The fact that you can't just chain heist missions and such on one after another rather than having to spawn on the other end of the map and drive back to your apartment, it's just annoying. I mean, you can do it for races and other activities. Why not heists too, Rockstar? There's just a lot of travel time in this game. On top of the loading screens, you'll spend like 50% of your actual playing time in GTA Online driving to wherever you need to be. The driving physics and mechanics are well done, but it's not exactly the height of action. I guess they're just helping you justify the massive amount of money you spent on all of those cars you bought, right? Despite all of this, when you finally do get into the action, it's all... So this is going to go real well.
Oh, wait, wait. I told you.
But then sometimes the action is just... And that's one of the biggest issues with GTA Online. It's often just too hot and cold. Sometimes you're laughing it up, messing about with your pals and just having a great old time, and then sometimes it's just boring. Particularly during the downtime between action and missions. And sure, there's plenty of time to just mess about and do any old thing while you're roaming around the city, but most of the actual fun stuff happens when you're actually doing an activity. And certainly nothing fun happens when you're roaming around the city alone. There is no way in hell I would ever recommend playing this game alone. If you want to enjoy yourself when playing this game, you need to be playing with friends. Don't expect to make friends with random people in this game. Everyone just wants to kill you. Sure, you can do activities with randoms or whatever, but it's just not the same. Being in a voice chat and laughing it up with your friends, or god forbid trying to coordinate when you're doing a heist or mission, makes it a lot more fun. I mean, I don't know how you could possibly want to be doing heists with randoms. That would just be awful.
Money, money, money. Must be funny in the rich man's world.
The pricing of many things in GTA Online is just obnoxious as fuck. Whether it be cars, bunkers, upgrades, or any of the other quadrillion things you can spend your in-game money on, they're all priced ridiculously high compared to how long it takes you to earn that money. And then Rockstar sits nearby, twiddling its thumbs, and waits until you realize your in-game wallet is empty until loudly exclaiming, "Oh, by the way, you can just buy these shark cards and they give you in-game money to spend on stuff." But you know, that's just what I'd do if I were you. I mean, you do want that new boat, right? Much like everything else in this game, shark cards are also quite obnoxiously overpriced. Albeit for real money this time rather than in-game currency. Like, come on. 100 grand in-game money will buy you a fucking lollipop, and that's about it. With the ludicrous pricing on both in-game purchases and of shark cards, it's no real wonder that so many people turn to hacking in money. I mean, I would, but I'm way too much of a little bitch. Rockstar obviously have an issue with this, considering it means less money on their front, but they clearly don't seem to have an issue with all of the modders running rampant over their game. 9 out of 10 online servers will have people locking you in cages and whatever. Perhaps Rockstar need to get their priorities straight and even just slightly attempt to rescue the gameplay and enjoyment of free roam from being held ransom by modders. If they wanted to spend less time stopping people hacking in money, they could, you know, lower the prices of shark cards maybe. But that's just my suggestion, you know. Visually, this game is still super duper whooper nice to look at. All of the modeling, the effects, the everything just looks real nice. Always was one of GTA 5's selling points. This game also has a really nice licensed soundtrack that plays on the radio, which every vehicle including jet skis and fighter pilots seems to have, so that you can listen to Highway to the Danger Zone and legitimately just become Maverick from Top Gun. And I mean, if you're not always listening to non-stop pop on the radio, then we probably can't be friends. And if you don't burst into song every time the rhythm of the night comes on, then I don't even want to acknowledge your existence as a human being. I don't think that the visuals and soundtrack in this game are the core part of the fun that you have, and they usually aren't in most games, but they just accompany the gameplay and everything else so well. Some of the fondest memories I have in this game are me and my friends just turning on the radio after a difficult heist and Glamorous by Fergie comes on as we ride our helicopter off into the sunset. Moments like that are what GTA is all about.
You've been hit by a smooth criminal.
In the end, GTA Online can be an incredibly enjoyable experience. The game is just so pushy and ambitious, it's little wonder that it's done as well as it has. The major issue with this game is that it can be enjoyable. For a fair amount of the time that you're playing this game, it's not particularly fun, especially if you're in a public lobby. But if you look past the modding, push through the downtime and get some friends to play with, this game can have some truly magical and memorable moments. For a game that's often more cold than hot, when this game does click in place, it makes all of the downtime, all of the loading screens, all of the bullshit you push through, worth it. Like, who could forget the heist where you use an EMP blast to break into the Humane Labs facility and steal their data and fly off in an attack helicopter? Or the one where you save the entire world from nuclear devastation at the hands of an AI with delusions of grandeur? Or that one where you stop a group of delinquents from stealing that school of whoopers and... No, wait a sec. No, that's an episode of Pokemon. So wait, does this mean that... No. Rockstar, what the fuck have you done? Why the hickety hecking heck did you not put any goddamn whoopers in GTA Online? Why would you do this? I genuinely can't believe it. All the memorable moments I had playing this game are fading from relevancy and are being replaced by an undying hatred of the human race. You know, if I had to spend $100 on shark cards to be able to buy a whooper in game, I would have done it. And I thought you liked making money, Rockstar. Despite all the fun moments you can have playing this game, I just simply cannot recommend buying it. At least not till Rockstar pull their head out of their asses and put the best dude of all time in GTA Online. So until then, I'm just gonna go back to playing Saints Row Online. No, I can't say that.